raining like the dickens. I am at Love's, and it is just coming down. I'm so lucky, just not. It just started right when I parked. Look at that! Oh my gosh! Look at that! It's the monsoon. It'll probably stop in 10 minutes, but it's been looking like it's been gonna rain all day. It's rained off and on my route today. I drove about I'll tell you exactly what I drove. Oh, I'm in Missouri, by the way. I only drove 361 miles today. I still got 5 hours left on my clock, but I couldn't get started because the trailer I picked up, this is the life of a dry van here. These trailers and dry van trailers, they get handled pretty rough. And I'm no different. I handle mine pretty rough. But this week I've had 2 ABS lights, which is anti-lock braking system lights. The light's on, it's a DOT violation to be driving. So if a police officer ever stopped me, I would get a citation, and that goes on my CSA score, which is not good for your CDL, and something you don't want. So I had 2 of those this week, and it takes time to get those fixed. And I also had a hole in my trailer. I'll see if I can't pull those pictures up in this video and try to throw some music to it, try to entertain you a little bit. So just wanted to check in with you. I'm shut down here for the night. I couldn't get started till 9 a.m. 9 a.m. is when the Love's opened up so they could look at my ABS light, and they got the ABS light fixed on my trailer, but on my tractor, my truck, it was still on in the dash, but that's not a violation. Or at least, well, it probably is. But at least the police wouldn't see that. They would see a light on your trailer. It stands out like, hey, officer, look at me, look at me. I mean, anybody that's a trucker that drives, and they see it, they notice it. And they know you shouldn't be driving with it. So it's already started to calm down. In fact, it stopped raining. So it's just one of those monsoons where it just drops and then it clears up. So that's good. So anyway, it took a few hours for them to get that fixed, which got me out on the route at 11 hours, and then I had to drive about almost 5 hours to here. But fortunately, I'm able to pick up my other load here. So there was a Love's pretty much right here. So I scaled my load. It was a little bit heavy, so I had to move my tandems. So I feel pretty good about that. So I went ahead and backed in. I'm at a little bit of an angle. Parking back here, I'm at a little bit of an angle. And it's not ideal because that means when I sleep, my feet are going to be higher than my head. I remember when I was camping a long time ago, we made a we had just a plastic sheet and some rope, and we just draped it up there, and it was on the side. It wasn't really a tent. It was like a church group. We had about, I don't know, 8 of us sleeping, and then we were on a hill, and then by the time we all woke up, we were all crunched together at the bottom of the corner. That's kind of what I'm going to feel like. My feet are going to be higher than my head. I guess that's supposed to be good for you, so it should be okay. Hopefully it won't be too bad. But you kind of want to have a level ground if you can, because sleeping at an angle can be awkward, and I don't know. We'll see how that goes. That's hardly an adventure. That's more of an inconvenience. Speaking of inconvenience, so I was down there with whatever it was, the Houston hurricane that was going on. I was north of that in Dallas, and all the trucks, since I-10 was shut down, all the trucks from Houston were asked to leave the area, and many of them made it up to Dallas. So at 11 o'clock in the morning, it was packed where I was trying to get in, because I had dropped my load off in Dallas, and I had to go wait at a truck stop for my DM to get me another load. So I went to one, it was already full, and it was a cluster in there. It was just, there were too many trucks in there, myself included, just trying to get out of there. So it took like 20 minutes just to get in and out of there. I went over the interstate to a TA where there was more spots, but it was still very busy trying to get in. I'm trying to back in, and the guy in front of me was trying to rush me. He was backing in to me. And I'm like, so I'm trying to get his attention, tell him to hold up, man. Let me finish my backing up. But I was still moving while I was trying to get this guy's attention, and I hit another truck. When I pulled out, I ripped his bumper off. It's so frustrating. And that's where this title is going to be called Captain of Your Ship, because I've been told by trainers and others that when you drive something this large, you have got to be the captain of your ship. I never really understood that until now. The captain of your ship means you make the decision on what this vehicle does and no one else. I let that truck in front of me make decisions to rush me to try to back up to get out of his way, and look what happened. So I immediately called, I finished backing up next to this poor truck, and I called Breakdown, let them know what I did. The guy or gal, whoever's truck it was not there. The curtains were drawn. I knocked, nobody answered. So I stood around for about an hour after I did my claim, and another driver I talked to told me, go ahead and just leave the information and leave. There's no reason for me to be there. I can't do anything more than secure a claim so that this poor guy will be able to get his truck repaired. And the only inconvenience is, and I even went back to his truck and looked at his trailer and saw he didn't have a seal and hoped that he wasn't under a load, which would mean obviously that load would probably be late because his bumper has to be addressed immediately. And we were at a TA where Truckers of America, TA had a shop. They probably could rig the bumper enough to get him down the road until he can schedule. But you know, he's got to take time off to do that, and that's just, I felt really bad. So I left him a note. It was raining. Not hard, but enough. I left it in a plastic bag and I taped it to his door, and it just said, I called the claim in at night. Here's Knight's phone number. I'm really sorry. And then I just put it in a bag and taped it to his door, and I left. And it was a hard place to get out of. So when I left to get out of there, I'd turn around, I'd drive right by it again. It's like, oh, geez, that looks awful. So I felt bad. This stuff happens. I mean, it's, anytime you're backing up, you're always subject to an incident like that. So what I learned was, next time I don't like the way things are going down when I'm backing up something, if somebody starts to rush me, I'm going to pop the brakes, and I'm going to get out, I'm going to walk around the truck and gather my thought. Now that's probably going to upset the next person that's rushing me, but you know, he shouldn't be rushing me. I don't rush people. I definitely understand and it doesn't take people long. Even if it does take them long, it's not but a minute or two. So it's easy to get frustrated out here because, you know, that guy was rushing me. He was trying to, trying to get in a spot too. I mean, it was very hectic in this parking lot we were in. So I felt bad about that, but it was interesting. So I called my DM, I called my safety guy, and now that I'm at night, I guess it's not as critical as it was when I had my first two little incidences. When you were a squire, man, you are under the radar. Every little thing, if you do one thing wrong, they're gonna check in on it, make sure you're doing all right. But now, I guess they just, like, even the guy on safety, when I called him, he's like, "Don't worry about it." He said, "This happens." He said, "You just can't be rushed. You got to learn from it." I'm like, okay, but I felt bad. Thing is I could have just drove away, but that's not the right thing to do. I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me. So I thought to myself, hey, even if I got fired for having an incident, I can sleep at night knowing I did the right thing and made sure that guy's got his vehicle taken care of, because that'd be awful to do that kind of damage and to leave. So try to do the right thing. I don't know. But anyway, other than that, it's been okay. It's getting busy again. The tough part is I'd like to get some sort of compensation when I got to take the company's trailer somewhere to get it repaired, because it's not convenient at all. It goes against your clock, and if you have to go out of your route, then you got to make sure you get your miles covered, because we only get paid for miles. But if I have to sit for 3-4 hours waiting for this trailer to get fixed, right now, under the current system, you don't get paid for that. And I just don't think that's fair. I don't think I should not be paid for something to get their trailer fixed. Does that ABS light come on? I didn't do it. I got stuck with the trailer, and the right thing to do is to get it fixed. So I made the arrangements off my clock, and it caused me to set up and find a lopsided place here to get fixed. So I got set up. I just shut down about 3 hours later than I normally do. I normally like to shut down around 2 o'clock so I can get up at 1 in the morning or 12 in the morning or 12 at night and run if I want. I definitely want to shut down by 6 o'clock, which I did, so I can get up at 4 a.m. and run. But you get your best hours run if you could just haul butt early in the morning before everybody's awake. So traffic was pretty good today. It was Sunday, so it wasn't too bad. So I'm going to, I've never even heard of this place. Have y'all ever heard of Midlothian, Texas? Midlothian? I don't know how to say that. I've never heard of it. It's south of Dallas. I know that. So I'm going to go there, and it's got a window, which is great. That's one thing I do like about Dry Van, is you get a lot of windows. You might get a live load, which still they don't normally take, but I mean, some live loads are 30 minutes, sometimes less than that. Some of them are maybe a couple hours, but then you generally don't. If you have a live load, you generally don't have a live unload. That's more like reefer. Reefer meaning refrigerated. So for those of you who don't follow the trucker language, it's weird saying reefer and not meaning marijuana, but when I say reefer, I mean refrigerated trucks, not marijuana. So anyway, all right. Well, I just wanted to check in with you. I'm gonna run. It's September 22nd. I'm gonna run until October 3rd or 4th. Then I'll be home. My wife and I are gonna go camping with some friends for a weekend, and then I'm gonna come back and run some short runs, and then we are going to have our company retreat, which is one of the most favorite times of my year. We take all of our staff out to a cabin and just get away from everything, and gives us a chance to bond and get together and see what we can do to make the gym better. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So I'll keep you posted. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.